All right. Don't got a lot of time. I got to try to get this story in. There's a lot to cover in my shark dive story. A lot of you have heard this. This is a story I told earlier on when I first started doing videos. But for the majority of you people just who are just joining us and gracing us with your presence, you guys probably want to hear this. You've heard my haunted maze story. You've heard my ghost story. My shark dive story happened right after I got back from Iraq. I was dating a young lady. We wanted to spend some quality time together. And she thought it'd be a good idea to go, swimming with sharks. Me being me, I'm like, man, I just came from a war. I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? I ain't scared of no damn sharks. I can do anything. You know what I'm saying? So we drive down to Florida, and we get there. We get to see Shamu, the dolphins, because we weren't doing the shark dive until a little bit later. And then in the pit of my stomach, I start to get worried. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this, but I'm dating her, so I gotta put my best foot forward. You can't be seen like no chump. So I'm like, we're gonna go ahead and do this thing. We ain't worried about it. We're gonna go ahead and do this thing. Plus, I think I spent like $400 for this. It was like $200 a piece for us, and there were no refunds, so we had to go ahead and do this thing. We were pretty much committed. There was no going back. Um, so we get into this little room, and the guy greets us. He comes in there, and he's telling us things to expect, things not to do. Don't stick your hand out because the fish that are in there with the sharks try to bite your hand off. Don't antagonize the sharks. I don't know how you antagonize a shark underwater, but I assume he meant don't be doing any poking or prodding. So with all that being said, I'm like, okay, let's do this thing. So before we get ready to go, he's like, you need to sign these waivers. And he's just saying these waivers are just stating that, hey, if anything happens to you, SeaWorld is not liable. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. What the hell does that mean? So if these some bitches come through, this glass, it's go time. And you guys aren't going to be, you're not going to be liable for us getting attacked. That's pretty much what we were doing. We're pretty much signing our life away. And so we go ahead and do it. And like I said, we get our wetsuits and stuff on, and they go get the shark dive and everything prepared and ready. And I'm like, as you get closer and closer to doing this thing, you start to realize some of the mistakes in your life that you made. It's almost that sense like, I'm scared of height, so when I'll get on a ride, and then I'll be like, once you get strapped in and it starts going up, you're like, what? Why am I here? Like, dude, you should have just stayed down there. It's not even right. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why did you commit to doing this? And that's how I felt getting into the Shark Tank. Anyway, we pull up. They have these like rebreathers, or I don't know what you call them, but pretty much you put your whole head into it, and you can talk to each other, and you can communicate with the guys on top. And I'm running out of time, so I gotta hurry up and get through the meat and bones of this. Anyway, so we get in the water, and Lord knows, I'd rather go back to Iraq than ever do another shark dive in my whole life. That's how scared I was, because they told us, they were like, these sharks are no bigger than 9 or 10 foot. I swear to God, them sons of bitches look like they was every bit of 15, 16 foot when I got in there. I mean, looking at them from outside the aquarium doesn't do them any type of justice. Honest to God, it does them no type of justice. Because once we got in there, those things seem so large. I'm like, dude, if this thing attacked me, I'm drinking water. Straight up. I'm not even trying to fight him. I ain't even trying to, poke him in the eyes, find his gills. I'm not doing none of that. I'm just going to take a big gulp of water and that's it. I'm done. Because they were pretty much the biggest animals I had ever seen in my life. Now, the gist of the shark dive was you get into this little cage. It takes you back and forth, and you're in there for like 15 minutes. And I kid you not, for about the last 5 minutes, this sand tiger shark Once you got to the end and you were coming back up, this sand tiger shark, I swear to God, looked like it felt like it was stalking us. It was just like back in the black, like in the background, and I felt like a black chumsicle. Like if I felt like he was thinking, like, if you just get out, yeah, please just get out. Just get out the water just one time. Just one time, homie. Just get out the water just one time. I got something for you. And I mean, all he did was follow us back and forth, like back and forth. And I'm like, have you fed these things? And the guy's like, yeah, we fed them about, I think he said like an hour and a half ago, but we feed them 3 times a day. And I'm like, what the hell? Not only do they like eat the fish that are supposed to be in there, like the guy was explaining to us, like some of the fish that are in the tank with him end up getting dead when end up dying when it's feeding time because the sharks will actually attack them. Because they don't separate. This is food. This is not food. All is fair. All is fair once it's feeding time. So needless to say, it didn't work out between me and her because she was pretty adventurous. I mean, to make it back from a war and to be killed in a shark dive tank, I mean, that ain't a good look for me. I'm saying that's not a good look for anybody, Make it back from OIF and, soldier gets killed in shark tank. Nah, that's not cool. That ain't cool at all. But needless to say, like I said, it didn't work. I experienced something different. But it was what it was. I'll never forget it. And like I always say, if you don't like or subscribe, at least favorite or don't like or do like, it don't matter. I'll holla.
Clearly a team that likes playing with each other. Goran, thank you for your time. Guys, over to you.
Thank you, Norris. Sam. Hey, good game. I mean, really, good game.
Thank you.
Hey, you were on a roll out there tonight. Coach is so happy with how you've come along. He wants to see you in his office right after you get changed.
For real? Coach wants to see me?
Yep.
All right, I'll head up there in a few.
Hey, good game.
Thanks, man. What's happening, Coach? Hey, I just really appreciate the opportunity and that I was able to make something happen out there. All right. Hey, you give me minutes, I'll make sure I deliver. Thanks, Coach. All right, sir.
You got on a real roll out there at one point, and your teammates have been raving about your performance. What happened?
Well, Coach has been talking to me about picking the right spots to step up, and this was one of them. It was good to make that kind of contribution to the team, and I hope I'm able to do it again in the future.
Thanks for stopping by. As you know, it's important for me to regularly check in with all of our players. So, how you feeling about the team at this point of the season?
Well, I've been playing pretty well lately. I feel like if I had some more minutes, I could really take my game to the next level.
You have stepped it up lately. But Coach is the one who ultimately decides on the rotation. I'll talk to him, see if there's anything we can do.
Yeah, that'd be great, but only if you think it makes sense. I don't want to second guess Coach. I'm just letting you know what I'm thinking.
Of course. We're always going to make a decision that's right for this organization, but I appreciate your input.
That's good to hear.